The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today we're going to have a great show. We've got two guests who are going to be in the studio today. We're going to talk about some fun things. And
yes,
Crystal?
We are. We've actually, wow, this month has been some great guests we've had in the studio. So, it's fun. It's fun.
I haven't seen you in like a month now?
I know. It seems like that, huh? Yeah. Last week you missed it. We had a Grammy-winning music producer that has performed with Kanye.
I wanted to be here so bad. So bad.
You missed it. We had some... it was. He's a celebrity in his own right, and then on top of that, he had a business side to him, and he was a product designer.
That's great.
Yeah, he created this. Hey, Patricia, he created this product. He uses the talk box.
Oh, okay.
And where it gets that why sound like T-Pain has. And Stevie Wonder.
Did T-Pain create that?
No, actually, this guy was the one, but the talk box. In its form before he changed was I think it was some kind of panel board. It was some other little box, and it was a plastic tubing that they put in their mouth in order to make that happen.
Oh, really?
Right. So it's like 5 pieces.
Yeah.
And so he had an opportunity to perform with Kanye West, and he couldn't. His name is Bosco Conte, and he couldn't perform live. And he's a singer, and he couldn't perform live. He had to lip sync it because it was too cumbersome. So with that, he's like, oh, no, that opportunity will never go around like that again.
Yeah.
So he went home. He was a mechanical engineer with all his other talents that he had.
Yeah.
And he decided, hey, Candace, see you later tonight. He then used his mechanical engineering skill sets, and he created a portable talk box.
That's beautiful.
So it fits around the neck, and
beautiful.
he taught him how to do the software programming to get it because it works through your cell phone.
So is he going to get a patent on it?
He already got a patent. He's ready to go.
Man.
He went to China. He went to China. He mapped out what it looked like. He said the first level was it was a sock with the transmitters, and then we went from there to PVC pipe, and then from there he went and they took the design to 3D printing.
See, I love hearing stories.
He was it was just incredible. That, and then I was like, well, where did the business stuff? And then his wife, she's a strategist, a business strategist and marketing strategist. So she handles that side. They've gone out and got funding for it, and they are doing it, and of course they have their influences from the celebrity world, and he performs. So he went to school at SC, and so he was also performing. He was also performing at that time. So
That's
he had
great.
a lot of connect. Yeah. So that was last week's show. Plus the two ladies we had. It was pretty awesome. So the videos are out there. I have already edited them and sent them out.
I know. From time to time, I miss the show because things come up on a Friday, and even though I always on my calendar. If you look at my calendar, I block out Fridays. Because I don't want to meet people. I don't want to talk to anyone on that day because I got the show. But things always come up.
The way it happens.
Yeah. Last week I was doing some tax things and attorney things, and I'll tell you off the air about this attorney thing that I've been
anytime you get it.
on.
Well, that's, I guess, part of business, right? It's
that's why I encourage.
Not the pretty side of it.
I encourage all small businesses to make sure that you have a good and effective attorney on your team.
Yeah,
because you're going to need them. You're going to need them at one point. Don't think about the dollars that, it's going to cost you this, because we've got ways that you can get an attorney that it doesn't cost you much.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. So right now I'm working with this attorney, and I have 2 issues going on, and one client doesn't want to pay me, and
and that's the part about the consulting piece that I don't like, and that's the part I'm trying to get out of.
Yeah.
So I that's why I'm so focused on the online, because before I open my mouth, and before I spit out anything that's of value, they will have already paid me.
That's what I'm talking about.
That race chasing down money. That
so I'm working on changing that trajectory also, in terms of how I interface with those, because it's a bigger client, right? And they owe me about $80,000. They don't want to pay.
Yeah, see, that's
see what
too
I'm
much
saying?
money to be walking away from it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have him going there. He's gonna put his fee in and all of these things. We're gonna put a lien on his businesses and all. I didn't want it to get to that stage, but when you submit invoices and you're looking for payment, and they're telling you that, don't call my family anymore and bother us. You're harassing us.
Alrighty then. Somebody else in the White House does that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Want services for free.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things, man.
Well, it happens. Hey, Calvin, hey, Vernell, hey, Patricia. Thank you, Candace.
How you doing?
Stuart, George, and Michael. Welcome to the Business Zone. Yeah. Well, that's enough for you to.
That's what I'm talking, and that's why I had to miss the show last week, but we're working on getting some things fixed, and I got another call from the patent office, the U.S. PTO.
for your
it turns out that the examiner that's been examining my patent is one of those guys from the Good Old Boy Network. So if you don't pay them, you don't get your patent approved. Because the dude has been rejecting my patent for 4 years now. 4 years. And I'm going, wow. I can't market my product. I can't do anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I reach out to the supervisor and say, hey, what the hell is going on? It's, don't worry, we got rid of that guy, a few weeks ago. Because I guess they found out. Then I did some research on him, only to find out that for every 100 patent that he examines, only 19 of them gets approved, gets recommended for approval. I don't know. He's an old school dude.
Okay.
So he thinks that, that's how things are supposed to be. And I'm going, no. If an invention has legitimacy, and it solves a problem, don't keep and because the inventor is a small guy,
but that doesn't matter. Patents are, that's everybody was a small guy.
Right, and it's supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be a fair process.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so, I ruffle some feathers, and, so she's going to set up a video conference with me and her team.
Okay.
So I can pitch my product to them.
Oh, okay. Well,
which is unusual.
But that'd be good. Maybe, things happen. We all think that, certain things that look traumatic to us, but sometimes they actually work out in the long run.
And the thing is, what I'm getting, not too many people get to that stage.
Right.
So that is good.
So that's awesome. So maybe it took him not doing his job in order for you to get to, to be able to have a front row seat to present. So
because I know pitching my product, it's going to be a cinch because, I eat, sleep, and breathe this product, this service. So
you've been working on it a long time. You got a lot invested in it.
4 years, man, since 2015.
That's cool.
So that's where we're at right now. So what else have you been doing?
Oh, wow. I have all my entities. I'm getting ready to do a series of workshops.
Webinars?
Webinar, I'm working on that. I probably will launch the first one in November. But in the meantime...
I'm so proud of you, girl.
I know. Because, that's on my bucket list.
You've been working on that for the longest time.
Yes, I have. It's a little more stressful than I thought. But it's a lot of work. But once it gets done, it'll be well worth it.
It's just going to be smooth revenue sailing.
Yes, it's going to be. Yeah. What else have I been doing? Candan says you have only gotten better, so that's cool. So getting ready to do a series of workshops, QuickBook workshop at the Urban League.
Good.
As well as I'm going to be doing a launch and grow your business series for business planning development, and also I think we're gonna add that little pitch kick to it from when we do the kids. Mm-hmm. Then I'm getting ready. We're actually getting ready to do year-round youth entrepreneurship. So we're going to the kids are going to just participate in competitions. So we got a whole series of pop competitions that they're going to, so the kids from the summer and then the other kids. But I just got a call or an email from a grandparent of a child that was in our class 3 years ago.
In the Biz Camp program.
In the Biz Camp program.
We want them to know it.
Yeah, the Biz Camp program. So she was 15 at the time, and she won. Mm-hmm. And she was going to creating, or her business concept was launching urban food towers.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah, so her name is Hannah. She came on the show.
Yeah, I remember her.
Right. So she is now in Vietnam.
Really?
Working at a nonprofit. Wow. And so she graduated. She's 18.
Wow.
And so she is working. And so she sent me over a crowdfund campaign because she's raising money to buy laptops and bicycles for children, disadvantaged children in Vietnam.
Now, isn't this something that you guys can probably tap into Verizon on? Because I know Verizon, they give funds to kids programs for computers and stuff like that. Do you think that's something you guys
I'm going to, I called her grandmother today because I just got this message yesterday. And so I called her grandmother. So hopefully I'll, speak to the grandmother to see the full extent. But I just think that's awesome. I mean, a kid of ours that was in our summer program is in, she's 18 years old.
I remember her. She was very sharp.
Very, very sharp. So that's awesome. So excited about that. What else did I do this week? I went to Edison in Irvingdale. They had a supplier diversity. You were doing Black on the same day.
Outreach.
That they had 4 speakers. It was a workshop series.
Yeah.
And they had speakers from PCR was there talking about their funding program. Couple other people, Lillian Conroy from the state. She was there talking about permits and business. She's got a lot of stuff going on. We got to figure out how to get her on the show. I told her we're gonna accidentally call her on Skype, and then so that she don't have to go through the processes to get on. But she's got a lot of information for our small businesses, and she recommends calling her before you do anything.
Okay.
Before you even get started, if you got an idea, call her first because she's got connections.
That's good.
Because she's been with 4 or 5 different governor administrations. Yeah. So she has been there for a while and well knowledgeable. So it was cool.
That's good.
Edison that was awesome. I think this is something new they're doing.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool.
That's good.
The drive was a pain, but other than that,
I know that 210 up there, the 210 traffic.
And on that day, they had an accident on the 605 going out. But by the time we got there, it had that part had cleared. So
I love that facility, that Irvingdale facility.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Really, I taught a lot of their workshops there too, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. So we were in that big room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they gave us a continental breakfast, and then we had lunch. It was a nice little lunch, and Lillian was the keynote speaker.
Very good.
So it was good. And then they had breakout sessions, but we headed back to town because it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and didn't want to get caught in traffic.
I hear that.
Yeah, so that was pretty much, the digital marketing classes, getting ready to start doing a mass outreach. Working on some folks on wealth building, and it's a lot of stuff happening from the activist side of being Black in America.
Oh,
so I'm kind of tied into a number of those individuals and how we change what we're doing.
That's
and then
good.
we got to take a more active approach at it, and and it's got to involve creating more wealth.
Good.
Before we can do anything. So that's pretty much what we've done.
That sounds good. That sounds like you've been very involved in a lot of those activities and programs. So that's great. The same day, while you were at Edison, I was at GLAC teaching that finding professional services contract opportunities. And we had about 15, 16 people in the class. It was great.
Okay, cool.
And we went over stuff. And, of course, I went live with Small Biz Pro to show them how to find contracts within Small Biz Pro. So we went to the county site. We went to the city of Los Angeles. And it was just amazing. And people were going, wow, you guys have these contracts in here? I didn't even know it existed. I said, well, so, I've been coaching, grooming them along. So
that's fantastic. And right now, that everybody has to be in that mode.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever they can get it, they need to look and see how you can create multiple streams of income.
Yeah. Like I say, no more transactional business.
No,
you want to do contractual business because that transactional business, it doesn't help you to pay the bill. You do a business today and you're not sure if they're coming tomorrow, next week, next month. And then you're there sitting, okay, how am I going to meet my expenses on my bills?
Yeah.
But if you have a contract and that contract is for at least a year, 2 or 3, or even up to 10 years, then you can budget, you can bank on that.
Right. You can live your life without worrying about the next month or the beginning of the year or whenever it slowed down.
Right.
And then you can still do that kind of business.
Right.
But to supplement, but that's not
it could be one of your revenue stream. It shouldn't be the revenue stream.
Right, exactly. Too inconsistent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're at 20 minutes after the hour.
Right.
So you want us to bring on our first guest?
Yeah, we will. We're going to take a break and then we'll be right back, everybody. So everybody on Facebook Live, hello. Welcome to the Business Zone. Glad you tuned in.
Welcome to the Business Zone.
Gilbert says hello.
Hey, Facebook team.
I see some new faces on Facebook Live.
Very good. So very good.
I gotta. We'll go to break, but I got I got 3. I've boosted 3 different ads on.
Oh, excellent.
Facebook and on Instagram.
Oh, so we probably reach out to Africa then. On
We've got a whole bunch of Africans. Hey guys, and we'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break.
Take a break.
Hi, Angela.
Midterm elections are coming up, but does your vote actually make a difference? U.S. voter turnout is amongst the lowest in the entire developed world. And it might be because we feel like our individual vote won't make a difference in the mass of votes. Like one Skittle won't make a difference in a jar of hundreds. But it's time we stop horsing around and we get to voting, because democracy, it's like pretty important. You might think one vote will make a difference, but if you and the person next to you feel the same way, then that creates a domino effect that could lead to the loss of a bunch of votes. Plus, who says a few votes can't make a difference? Check this out. In 2000, George W. Bush won Florida by only 537 votes. About 6 million votes were cast in Florida, which means that he won by only 0.009%. And this gave him the presidency. In 1839, Marcus Morden became the governor of Massachusetts thanks to one vote. So out of this pool of ducks, this one dude made history. I know it feels like our votes are microscopic, but so was that bacteria that caused the Black Plague and that killed about 25 million people. So small things can have a big impact. In 1994, 2 candidates from Wyoming State House received the exact same number of votes. Randall Luthi won the seat when his name, written on a ping pong ball, was drawn from a cowboy hat. And again, in 2011, Tanya Flanagan and Linda Meisenheimer tied during a primary election in North Las Vegas. Meisenheimer drew the higher card, securing her spot in the general election, which she went on to lose, but that's not the point. Another example comes from 2008, when Democrat Al Franken beat Republican Norm Coleman by 312 votes out of almost 2.9 million votes cast. 312 votes is about 0.011%. That's like nothing. And there's so many other examples for this. This happens a lot, y'all, especially during midterms. Push your friends to the voting polls, bring your aunt and uncle, your brother Adam and his boyfriend Steve. So regardless of what party you are voting for, you should get to voting.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics, government certification preparedness and compliance checklists, easy HR and general operations management functionality, bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management, certified payroll and labor compliance reporting, business dictionary with defined business terms, a cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready, even nonprofits, business documents securely stored in the cloud, data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements, on-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making, bank-level data security for compliance, document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users, and much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready.
Midterm elections are coming up, but does your vote actually make a difference? U.S. voter turnout is amongst the lowest.
Oh, headset here.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal.
Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, today, who do we have in the studio?
We have the Sonara, the mouthpiece.
Hey, that's me. That's me.
Sanders, and that's spelled P-E-A-C-E.
Yes.
And this, she's a Chicago native, stormed onto the Los Angeles Theater Center stage as a singing royal translator in 60 shows of Disney and Latin dual language edition. She's a creator of her podcast and YouTube series called Ask a Black Woman. Since 2017, she's been recording stimulating impromptu street convos with non-black people. Ask a Black Woman one-man woman show premiered in 2009 at the Hollywood Fringe Festival on June 9th. She won an award, an Encore Producers Award in HFF 19. She'll tell me what that is in a minute. As the writer, producer, and solo performer in the show, she is a singing femc, which is like as an MC. But okay, got it.
A lot of words to break down.
A writer and actress, she gained popularity as the mouthpiece, well-deserved due to her stage credits, voiceovers, and radio personality roles. She has won 4 Chicago grants to finance her music projects. Her signature style balances singing and spoken word with obvious hip-hop and jazz undertones, but her pen has stretched to gospel, country, and even jingles. And if that's not enough,
Lord have mercy.
She is a multifaceted creator, and she's an ACE certified group fitness instructor, and she's dropped some dance hits called You Cute, But Do You Juke?
That's what she saw me at.
Well, all of that introduction make you sound like you're Jamaican. Are you Jamaican?
Listen.
You got all of those things going on.
So this is who we have here in the studio, a super talented, multi-skilled young woman that's doing some things out here in Los Angeles now, right?
I'm doing it. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Welcome to
She read my whole website bio. Y'all showing me a lot of love. I was just trying to keep it, single. But hey, thank you.
No, because, we acquire these skills. We work hard for these skills. Right. And everybody should know who and what you were doing out there, girl, my sister. It's all part of who you are,
It
right?
is.
So welcome to the Business Zone. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
And I didn't know this, Gilbert, but I actually had met her. And so when Don referred her over to me, it's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then I'm reading through her bio. I was like, wait, I've taken her dance class. I did not know all of this other piece went along with you. So, wow. So you're a native. So you came out here from Chicago when?
I did. I drove me and my old Honda with all the what I thought was important, what I couldn't sell and give away.
Okay.
Went into the Honda and I literally started from scratch. It was a transitional period. I drove out here 4.5 years ago. Me, myself, and King Jesus. We made it across the United States. Amen. Didn't break down. You feel me? And we got here and I've been building from the ground since with this strength I have.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So what is Ask a Black Woman? What is this program about?
Sure. So Ask a Black Woman, what you have in your hand is a flyer from my solo show. I wrote that and I performed it in the 2019 Hollywood Fringe Festival, debuted a few performances in June. And then I did an encore performance in July. And I returned next Saturday on the 28th at 4 p.m. to do the same thing.
Very nice.
But
so what is it about?
Okay, sure. So it started as a YouTube series.
Okay.
So what happened was at my day job when I first got here, they hired this really young Persian American girl. And she would always come over to my desk and I'm just the black woman on the floor. She would always ask me questions and she wouldn't sugarcoat her interest at all. And so I thought, well, she got a lot of chutzpah, you know. You know, and so, but I'm Chicago and I'm going to answer you. But I like that. I like that she felt comfortable enough to do that.
Okay.
So then my mind went off and I said, you know what? I think I got something here. So I took at the time my little Android and I just decided when I was living in Little Tokyo, I would go into Grand Park and all of that and just have non-black people ask me any question that they wanted.
See, that is beautiful though, because a lot of people, they tend to get offended when others ask them questions.
Our people.
So if we can turn it around in a positive spin, which is what you did, that's just phenomenal.
Yep.
And
that's
now you're getting ready to write a book on it?
You all ahead of me. Hold on. Let me get to you, Gil. Listen, pause. Like, that's real talk. Okay. So I did that for like 1.5 years.
Yeah. Right.
And then I follow this guy, this Russian dude named Gary V, who's a big social media guru and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying something right when everybody wanted to drop a podcast. And I was like, I don't want to do it because everybody's doing it. But he said, you know, a lot of people don't have time to sit stationary and watch you on your little YouTube show. You need to do the podcast. They can listen while they walking, while they driving, And I said, you know what? I'll give it a try. And so I did, and he told me exactly what app to use, the app that I told you.
Okay.
And I've been using that app ever since. People will find me on the app and ask me what I read their thing inside of my for my commercials, and I'll get sponsorship and money and everything like that. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I've been doing that. And then somebody, and this is why I try to pick up sounds and signals from people, whatever. They said, sis, do you think about going to talk about it, do a documentary about it? And I toyed with that idea, and someone invited me to a show called Unapologetically Black from another sister last year in the Hollywood Fringe Festival.
I think I've heard about that one.
And it was so phenomenal, and I sat there agape. And I said, oh, Lord, that's it right there.
Ah.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
And
I went on that journey, and I hammered out that solo show. I wrote it just as raw. And so the solo show is me taking the most provocative conversations and subjects from those street conversations.
Okay.
And if I had the time to elaborate and say, you know, how, as a black woman, how did you even arrive at that answer? I'm digging from my life. And so I'm going to imitate, you know, be a bunch of characters, whether it's the Irish guy dated in Europe or my grandmother, my mother, you know, going back and forth. I'm doing all of that on stage. And people have asked me to write a book about poetry years ago. Gil, here's for you. But they asked me to write a book years ago. And I was like, I don't have time for that. I don't got time for that. And then I actually, for the first time, went and got on the mic at the Poetry Lounge on Fairfax. People been telling me for 4 years since I've been here, you need to go to the Poetry Lounge. Yeah. And so I finally got on the mic last Tuesday. And everybody was coming up to me afterwards after I spit one of the poems from my show. And the sister said, can I buy your book? Because I have a book club. And we would love. And I said, I said, the Lord sent you. He did. Because you know what? I'm already signed up to go to the fall session of How to Write Your First Book at my church over here at Faithful Central.
Okay.
And so I'm already on a path, but that was a confirmation, so I'm already there. Hey, I'm already there.
All right.
You know what's amazing?
Yes.
In October, we're going to have a guest on this show. Oh, yeah. She writes books, and she is getting ready to tell us how to write a book if we don't know how.
Amen.
So you're going to be listening to the show, and I'm sure you'll hear. But we really love your story. This is an amazing story that you have. You know, when you look at Facebook and LinkedIn and all of that, YouTube, they're talking about putting your story, and people put all these goofy stuff on there. That's a story. That's a real story, and those are the types of things we want to tell. Because people are curious. They want to know how you got started, how you came up with this, ask a black woman. Because I know there's a lot of black women out there, I should have thought of that.
Right? Exactly.
That's
and
amazing.
Actually, I do a series of workshops where we're teaching individuals how to create their blog to monetize, not just to write.
Right, exactly.
To monetize. So my colleague I work with, he is teaching, that's what he does, that's his space. And he manages bloggers who are making 6 figures a month on lifestyle blogs talking about their stories.
Oh, I need to understand. I need to get because you know what? I listen to a lot of like people on YouTube and stuff, and I heard someone say, they said, listen, that long soliloquy that you just posted and ranted on your Facebook, he's like, that was a blog.
Yeah. And that blog can be...
And I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and give that away for free.
Right.
So it's funny you should say that. I'm definitely interested in that.
So we do it every Wednesday. I'm getting ready to do a mass marketing. We're building a network so that of bloggers, and that as we're making money, then we can create investment groups and buy. So we're talking 6 figures, like $150,000 a month.
Amen.
Consistently.
The mouthpiece is a 6-figure plus lady.
Right, exactly.
Amen.
So I think we have to use all resources, but that would be excellent. Yeah. And then there's your book right there, because that's like 10 chapters and you already got a book, right?
Amen.
And then it becomes a product, which is another resource of money. So, but
please add me to that list. I need to be in attendance. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, we could have like a 2-3 hour show just to listen to your story, because you've got some great things. But what I want you to do, since we have like 2 minutes left, I'd like you to just summarize what you'd like the audience to know about you, the show that you're doing, when you're doing it, your purpose.
Yes.
And so they can get a hold of you as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the MOUTHPEACE. That's the proper way to address me. There's only one way that you can bless me. Take it to my Father, don't stress me. Because when I grip the mic, you get the best of me. No matter what I do, whether I'm spitting, whether I'm singing, whether I'm doing a stage show as an Ask a Black Woman next Saturday on the 28th, you're getting the best of me. I am a wordsmith. I'm a master at what I do. I have the confidence to speak at your events and to help you ghostwrite something if you're not very confident in that. So that's what I do. That's what the mouthpiece is all about. You can get with me on the Instagram primarily. There is an Instagram for Ask a Black Woman. The show itself is simply askablackwoman.show. That's also the website, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You can reach me personally, because I be dropping all kinds of, memes and stuff specifically for black women under The Mouthpiece.
Good.
PEACE. Right. Not a 3-piece chicken wing. No. PEACE. This beautiful. Is what I do.
Awesome. So, Chelsea Handler just created a docuseries on white privilege, and she went out to the black community and white people to ask their opinion about white privilege. You can check it out. So
let me get on that.
A Black Woman could be a documentary, my sister. And from your side, since you're asking the other, and that's what she did. So it'd be interesting to see because she's getting one she's getting her side, and she's educating herself, which is cool.
That's
but but since you're already being asked the question, that's pretty awesome.
And we're really blessed to have you on the Business Zone, sharing your expertise, your experience, and all of that. So
thank you for having me. I don't take it for granted. You guys so welcome me warmly.
We'll definitely have you on more
This is the first radio or podcast kind of situation for Ask a Black Woman. So y'all family now.
Oh,
so that means anytime I got some kind of new development when the book drop, I'm thinking maybe a 2020 kind of thing.
I'm thinking
about making audiobook.
I'm thinking so.
So y'all, I got to bring it back to you guys.
We would love to have you. And I'm going to look on I think there's something going on the 28th, but not at 4. So I think I'd love to come to your show.
So folks, that was Shanara Sanders, and she's the mouthpiece. And it's PEACE. And she's done such a wonderful job. So you're watching the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
All right, and then we're going to get a picture.
Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan & Associates helps subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan & Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan & Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan & Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan & Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, we had a very good segment earlier today.
I know.
So now we're going to have another wonderful segment.
I just love having
in the studio here?
Talented women on the show.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Gilbert, but I just love my sisters.
That's what I'm talking about. I love them too.
Yeah. So we have another talented lady. She's a PR in public relations and marketing consultant. She has her own business called CK Communications. She is a communications professional with extensive experience in marketing, public and media relations. She has worked with public and private corporations, municipalities, nonprofit agencies, small businesses, graphic designers, and entrepreneurs. She's known for her knack of developing, implementing creative strategies that position a service, company, business, or product to appeal to a target market through strategic branding and exposure. Some of her clients has been Union Bank, City of Montebello, City of Bell, Greater Los Angeles, African American Chamber of Commerce, and World Vision. She's a freelance writer and regular contributor to the Wave newspaper and a member of the Los Angeles chapter of National Associations of Black Journalists. Excellent. She loves to run. She's an amazing lady. I met her about 5 years ago. Yeah. Yes, we did some work together. I did QuickBooks, right? Or no? QuickBooks. QuickBooks, yeah. came in. She had a dusty copy of QuickBooks that she hadn't used yet, right? Yeah. and I don't even remember how you were referred to.
You straightened me out.
Yeah, I straightened you out.
I love that.
So we see each other throughout the city and mostly at Black events and some other places. I think you've done some work with another client of mine, Jennifer Wilson.
Yes.
Yes, and she talks so highly of you. It's not too many people out there that are really know their stuff in the PR marketing and especially the social media aspect, and you're one of them, and I hear it from other social media professionals.
So without further ado,
welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I'm just so glad to be on the business zone.
Business zone.
On the business zone and in the business zone.
And the business zone, right? So
this
welcome.
is Miss Cynthia Gibson.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I think the last time I saw you was Black's Christmas party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just saw Gilbert a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Black event, so we kind of connected there.
Oh,
yeah.
And she reminded me that we were supposed to connect years ago, and I dropped the ball, so I totally apologize. I totally apologize. You know, I have all these different clients that I'm trying to help, and sometimes every now and again, I drop the ball, so I apologize.
Yeah, well, being a public relation and marketing expert, the first thing you do is you respond, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's a non-response response.
Yes, the first step. And you know, it's so interesting because most of our businesses, that's the last thing. They're more concerned about the money piece than they are about how their business is known in the community or in their target market that they're working toward.
And with PR, reputation is everything.
Yes.
Right, and it's like the best kept secret, right? Businesses don't want to tell anybody that they're there. Like, you do realize you need a marketing budget, right? Because how else do people know about you?
Right. And the big thing now, Crystal, is telling your story.
Yes.
You know, it used to be a lot of people just want the press release, and the press release kind of promotes them. But actually, people can relate to when they hear a story.
Exactly.
So they want to know your story. They want to know what you can do for them. They want to know what you can do for them through your story.
Yes.
Right.
So it's all about that telling that story and resonating with your target market.
Yeah.
And that story makes you human, right?
It does.
And then people connect from the heart place.
Yeah. Whether it's about you or about someone you're helping.
Right, exactly.
So whenever I try, I write press releases, but now I try to wrap the client's story, the client's message within a story.
Within a story?
Yeah,
that's
within the
really,
story.
really cool.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I think when I met you, you were doing the PR damage control for the city of Bell and some others at that time. That was a number of years ago.
That was a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Luckily, they've recovered. They've told their story, and they've moved on. But I tell a number of stories. Like right now, I'm working for a geothermal client, and they actually, it's alternative energy. But how does that help people? I mean, it's geothermal. Okay, your eyes roll over, you glaze back. Yeah. But when you think about, it can replace gas or it can replace electricity. It can save you a lot of money. You can tell the story about someone who's really struggling, and then they put this in their house and they get, less electricity.
Yeah,
it tells
the story.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I invited you on this show out of a selfish reason, just so you know, because
honesty.
I know that we should have connected a long time ago, and just talking to you for just a few minutes on Tuesday at that workshop, the Black workshop, I recognize that we need you in our lives. So for the business zone, we want you to be a part of our family, so we can talk about how we can do that. And I also want you to be a part of my product, my Small Biz Pro product, because I think you can help us to go places with that. So we just wanted the audience to know who you are, what is it you do, and why you're so dynamic.
Yeah.
Why you're so good for small business. So.
Well, I started out, doing marketing for shopping centers.
Oh,
a long time ago. For shopping centers, and just kind of telling the story of people shopping and getting goods like that. And then from there I moved into transportation. So I worked for the Big Blue Bus and also Metro. And so that was kind of...
How long ago was that?
That was a while ago. Yeah,
was it back in 2008 or 9 or 10?
A little bit, 2006.
Oh, okay, because that's when wait a second. Oh, that's what's LATCD. Okay.
That's another transportation plan.
Yeah, that's another.
Well, he worked for Metro as well.
Oh, you work for Metro?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's why I'm trying to remember if I met you.
I was there with
then.
John Cato and Roger Snowden.
Oh, I know those guys.
Okay, yeah. So I came over there with John when he first came.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hey. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew I remember you somehow.
So, just getting those transportation stories out, trying to get people from their cars, getting Californians from their cars into public transportation is however, millennials are really like, I don't even want a car. I don't even want a driver's license. So it's a lot easier. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
If you take the Blue Line or the Expo Line, you'll see tons of young people in business suits, people going to the prom, people going down to LA Live. So it's really an easier sell now for transportation. So
let's try to even though we want you to ourselves, let's try to see how we can market you to our audience to let them know your value proposition. What is it you bring to the table?
Well, I really try to tell people's story to get people, their target market, to know what they do. Yeah. So I tell it through that. So a lot of times people will have a product, but they really don't know the target market to reach or how to reach that target market or where that target market reads or watches TV. Podcasts are really big now. So just kind of figuring out what the audience is, what the target market is, what the best message is, what is the combination of the target market, the message, and the media outlet.
Okay. Yeah. And if you were, because I used our title today is using communication for your business and doing it like a professional. So what would be some of the tips that a business should look at doing in order to highlight their business and get their message out there?
A lot of businesses try to promote their product through, this is what we can do for you. But you have to kind of also, go on the other side and look at it. Like, what does the client want from us? What does our target market, what need, what pain are we feeling?
Exactly.
And then actually, even if they don't have a pain, it's like, oh, yes, you do.
Yeah.
And our product is, our product can solve all your pain, all your ills.
You got a pain.
Our product is like an opioid. You will feel no pain if you buy our product. Put this on. Exactly.
Right.
And my job is to find out how your product eases their pain and put it in the best put it in the best light.
I love
and that's always through stories.
Right.
Yeah.
So even it's really for nonprofits. I saw on your bio, because nonprofits have a hard time, even though they're solving pain, because that's their whole purpose for being on the planet, right? But they have a hard time relating what that pain is or identifying it and then being able to relate that to a specific target market. That's what I've found.
And nonprofits, they're kind of in a unique position because they are providing a service to the client, but they're also trying to get sponsors. They're also trying to get funding.
Yes.
So the best way to do that is to show how you're helping that funders market and making them look good. Okay. A lot of big corporations are always looking to look good to the public. So if you have a service and they're sponsoring you, then for example. A lot of people use Spotify, subscribe to Spotify, but and Pandora.
Right.
But I subscribed to Spotify because they were on my public radio station, and I thought if they support my public radio station, then I'm going to go with them. You know what I mean? So things like that. So when nonprofits look to to get sponsorship, they should look for sponsors who have their target market in mind. You know what I mean?
That is a good point. That's
So if you're helping the people that these people want to look good to, for nonprofits, you know what I mean? Because they always want to look good to the public. They want to have a good story. They want to tell your story on their website. How they helped you and you helped millions of people and they got the house, they got the car, and whatever because you supported them. You know what I mean?
That's a great
that's a great tip because a lot of them have a hard time and it's hard to get money out there.
Instead of going straight to the sponsor, say, hey, this is what we're doing, and if you want to, appeal to this target audience, then you can help us, and we can help them, and then you can tell our story because you're supporting us.
I like that concept. Good idea.
Yeah, nothing is ever straightforward, everything.
You got to go around the back door, upside, around the corner, and then that's
where marketing comes in. We just make you, look good.
See, as consultants, Crystal and I, our job is to make our clients fall in love with us But right now, we're falling
Who
in love
wouldn't
with
fall
you.
in love with you?
We're falling in love with you because we're loving what we're hearing right now. I'm just here like it's Christmas Day right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's
phenomenal.
When I first met her and we'd had some conversations, and we were really just talking from a QuickBooks standpoint, but I got to know her and what you do. And it's really, really important. As I said, I can't tell you how many, for me, marketing and branding actually is how you funnel that money in order for us to build your financial structure. And without the marketing piece, you really have nothing for me to manage, right?
Yeah.
Because you have no money because nobody knows you.
That's right.
And so when people first ask me, I need more money, how do I get more money? What's your marketing strategy?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
How come if I'm just learning about you and I know a whole lot of stuff, nobody else knows that you're out there, and then and especially startups, because startups, I can't tell anybody because then somebody's going to duplicate. Do you realize that you're not original?
Exactly. Yeah. You may be able to reach your client in an original way.
Right, but whatever you're doing is not original. Somebody's done it before you. So it's just a matter of how you do it and do you excel
that is so true.
above everybody else, right?
So true.
King Solomon said it 2,000 years ago, there's nothing new under the sun.
That's 2,000 years ago.
That is true.
Right. You just have to, repackage it, right?
That's exactly what it is.
So so that's really, really important. I know you get that from when you're at, from the supplier diversity, because in that pool, and both of you guys are in that pool. I mean, there are tons of contractors. So what makes you different?
Yeah, what makes you stand out? Yes, exactly. And you can also do that through customer service, of course.
Right, exactly. Well, I think that's really, really important.
Right.
Yeah, getting your story out there, but you get the clients, hey, you have to perform.
Exactly. See, that's
we won't go into that, but you do have to perform.
That's the key. Getting your story out there and attracting the client, that's the easier part.
Right.
The tougher part is to perform.
Right.
Because in order to perform, you got to understand the scope of work. You got to understand your objective or their objective.
Yeah. Most importantly, their objective. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And
because their objective is your objective.
Exactly.
Right. And that's the other part, right? You're telling your story, but a lot of people, this is my business and this is how I envision it, but you're offering your product or your service to other people to purchase it. So it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's really about them.
It's really about them. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you got to speak to them.
Right.
Because the whole purpose of us being in business is to solve the pain of the customer. So once we know what their pain is, then we can solve it.
Then we can know what opioid to administer.
Exactly. And if there's no pain to solve, there's no need for us in the marketplace. No need. we gotta find out what that pain is.
Or as I was telling Gilbert earlier before you got here, I'm creating my courses into e-courses. And so, which is a different, I have tons of courses and I've taught live, which is really cool, but trying to move that into a e-course, and that first part of that is your story and your information, and so that's one of the things we have to solve the pain, and if there's no pain, then a solution or some discomfort or some inconvenience that you have, because we all have inconvenience. Right. And then how you do that, how you go about doing
and
that.
it does have to be a compelling narrative. You really do have to. Like when I do freelancing, so the most important thing is that first lead in, that first sentence, that first whatever to capture the person.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And then, I have the best job because I find the story from somebody, I have conversations, and I'm thinking, okay, that's it. That's the most interesting thing. For example, I had this one client that had a bulletproof vest as fashion. So it was a bulletproof vest, but it had decor on it, right?
Oh, wow.
And so he wanted to market it, and I'm thinking, this is such a fascinating product.
Right.
I mean, we can go through the fashion industry. We can go through, like, people that, going to the clubs. They might, they can wear their bulletproof vest, and nobody will know it's a bulletproof vest, right?
Exactly. Well, recognize an opportunity after there's been a shooting. Exactly. Oh, let me show you this new fashion line.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's I think she's public relations, but she's more about brand. Her name is TJ Mercer. I don't know if you've ever met her, but she really works in the industry and how to get speakers and individuals on air. Yeah, so TJ, so one of the things she does is she's big on newsjacking. So if something comes up in the news, and she comes right behind it, and she does a whole piece on it. Yeah. She gets in front of her Facebook Live. And she goes, "Okay, we are newsjacking tonight," and so
that is beautiful.
Yeah, so she uses that as her entry and into any topic, and then solving that pain, right?
Yeah,
see, how she would go back.
Exactly
like
that.
That is very smart of her.
Yeah.
Because not only is she making them aware that, hey, I'm jacking you, but also her customers, now they're relying on that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Plus what she does by announcing it up front that she's jacking. Mm-hmm. So the copyright people and all of those people, they won't even bother to say anything.
And for her clients, because when she does her boot camps, that's the whole thing. How do you get a network to recognize you for you to be an influencer or be a guest on TV shows? And so one of the things in news shows, and she goes, one of the things is the producers are always looking for you. So the only way you do that is to get out there, and they scour social media in order to find those people that's got a voice.
Yeah, when I'm trying to pitch a client, I always try to look for what is a news trend that's already happening, and how does their product or service fit into that. Right, because then you're hopping on a moving train. Because the news is already reporting on it. You're just taking a different spin off of it.
Right, exactly.
So, why, unless you're Kim Kardashian, you can't start your own train. You're trying to get on one that's already moving.
Yeah, one that's already on the track.
Right. So like when you're pitching the assignment editors at some media station, you're always saying, and such is in the news, and the client is just tie whatever they're doing into what's already being published, and they're we always think, is this just happening, or is the news reporting it more?
Yeah.
Right.
They're just reporting it more, and they're always looking for different angles. So if something's going on in the news and you have something that's tying into that, jump on it, pitch it, and especially if it's a unique angle to that.
Exactly. And with the social media, oh my God, that has just led us into a whole avenue, an untapped avenue that from a business standpoint, if you're not using it, oh wow! That should be a major part of your business.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially Instagram with the pictures. Yeah. Instagram is so much, to me, it's so much fun because just a picture. Oh, guess like that. But it is very social. You just can't keep putting your pictures out there. You actually have to comment on other people's, and then people are like, "Who's she?"
Yeah.
Which that's an interesting comment. Follow, look at her background. Let me look at her page. Right. So it is, you do have to be social. You do have to look at somebody else's,
And I wish we had so much more time. What I'm going to do, why don't we re-invite Cynthia and Shanara onto the show again?
And we can.
Let's do that because they have a lot more to tell, and we really want our audience to hear this. So why don't we do that? We've got only a minute left on the show.
Why don't we have Cynthia tell us how they can reach her?
Yes.
CKG Communications, CKG at CKG Communications. I'm at CKGcom on Instagram, CKGcom on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. So just reach out to me, look at my stories, and I'll tell yours.
Beautiful.
There you go. Beautiful. Wow. This hour goes by so quickly.
It does.
Especially when you have phenomenal guests on there with so much information. And we do have that. And we need
You're providing such a valuable service.
Thank you.
Yeah, service that people can really, really relate to.
Yes.
And my thing is, I think for our community, the more repetitive it is, keep delivering the same message over and over, and it will get into the subconscious, and eventually we will get where we need to be.
Right.
It's like special ed, Everybody learns in a different way. You just have to find that way they learn and get that message out to them.
That's exactly what we do.
Agree.
That's exactly what we do. For those of you who are just tuning into the Business Zone, this is the Business Zone with
Chris
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, and our very special guest today was
Cynthia Gibson, CKG Communications.
That's right. So if you don't know what this platform is about, it's time for us to go, but I just want to share that with you before we go. The Business Zone is a platform where small businesses and supply diversity contract providers come together to provide opportunities for those small businesses. So on this show, consultants, Crystal and I, we provide information to you, the small business, and we provide it in a form where it seemed like it's a workshop. We're doing a workshop live. We're teaching you stuff. We're sharing stuff. We're giving you advice. We're coaching you. And that's really what the Business Zone is all about. So if you have an idea, you've got something you want to share, give us a call here at 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. Give us a call. We'll get you on the show. You'll tell your story, and we'll connect you with Cynthia and Shanara, our guest.
Our mouthpiece, the Ask a Black Woman.
Ask a Black Woman.
One woman show.
That's right.
And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, anywhere. You just put my name in Google and I will pop up somewhere in that.
You put Crystal name and mine will pop up there.
Yeah, because I'm real prevalent online. But it's been great, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. And we will see you next Friday. Same time, same place.
Time, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock at Morris Media Live on YouTube. And you can join in or Facebook Live. So have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. And we'll see you next Friday.
We're out.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.